dinosaurs have been let loose on the planet. Let's go in a camper van and go for a trip in the middle of a fucking forest. Hello there, hoppers, and welcome. Now, today, or tonight rather, I'll be reviewing the new Jurassic World short, Battle at Big Rock. Yes, we received what seems to be a very random bit of canon for the Jurassic franchise, it would seem, and that came in the form of this little movie, which is exactly what it is. It is a short film. Even starts like a proper film, so yeah, it's definitely a short film. It's not just little, it might be technically a little side project, but yeah, it's very much going to be considered canon. I don't doubt that for any second, especially as there are some things that kind of continue off it. A lot of people, let's just sorry, I'm in the middle of nowhere. I'm not even joking. I'm in the middle of fucking nowhere. I'm literally like in the middle of like the countries. Anyway, yeah, I'm in the middle of the country. I thought, you know, I was driving home. I'm currently living in the country in a big house share as a temporary basis. Hence why the videos haven't exactly been pouring out, because I kind of had to like evacuate my home, but that's a story for another time. So yeah, I live like in the middle of the fucking nowhere, and on the way back I thought, sod it, I'll just pull over and record this. Seeing as now I've finally been able to watch it. You know, I've started a new job, so I've been a bit knackered, but I've finally been able to watch it. And you know, I've watched it a couple of times, and these are my first genuine thoughts. So I've literally just pulled over. There was like a little lay-by. I'm in like the middle of like trees and fields, so it's like perfect. It's literally, it's like I'm literally in the atmosphere they were in, and it's creeping me the fuck out. I'm not joking. Anyway. So, let's move on to the actual review. So, first things first, let's just start with the beginning. It starts with the Universal logo, and you think, okay, the music's sounding very Jurassic Park-esque. It sounds pretty good. You know, it's looking pretty good. And then they have to go and do it, don't they? Now, look, I may be a minority here, right? But I hated the Fallen Kingdom logo with the lava coming down, and actually showed the Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom logo on the screen. I was like, no, it just looks bad. Like, I preferred the Jurassic Park free scratch through Jurassic Park. I prefer that any day compared to this freaking bullshit. But that being said, this was, I'd say, in some ways worse. Oh dear. Right, let's put it this way. I'm not on about when it pops up with Battle of Big Rock, because it's just got some embers, and I guess it's supposed to look like it's being cooked, but yeah. So the Universal logo wraps around. I do have another hand, ladies and gentlemen. It's just holding the light, because my car automatically like shuts down, and I don't want to kill the battery. I've already had the light on too long as it is, so you know, watching the I was watching obviously the Battle of Big Rock in the car with the speakers on, so and I watched it quite a few times, so I didn't want to you know, drain the battery anymore, shall we say. So that's why I'm using my trusty torch that I have for emergencies, just like this. Emergency reviews on the spot, you know. But yeah, basically you have like the Universal logo, and it wraps around, like, as always, like, comes towards the screen and all that. It's like the Universal around the Earth. And then the Universal sign disappears, and it's just, it kind of reveals that the Earth is just like one continent. So, like, I guess a dinosaur reference, Pangea. Back when the dinosaurs were around, it was one continent for a while. And it isn't just one continent, though. It is in the shape of the fucking Jurassic Park logo. Yes, the T-Rex skeleton is on the fucking Earth. Or should I say it's on the world? Because we all know what they've done there, ain't we? Jurassic World. Very, very clever. Or should I say very, very shit. Talk about cheese. I literally had a heart attack. My heart was fucking going, you know, struggling to breathe before it even started. There was so much fucking cholesterol. You know, so much fucking cheese. There were good things. And there were bad things. But let's move on. So straight away, I was like, for fuck's sake, here we fucking go. But actually, I was quite surprised. I must admit. Let's start with some positives. It shot beautifully. You know, for something only filmed in 5 days, it looks pretty fucking good. And I mean that. It could easily be like a deleted scene from Jurassic World. Which, again, Jurassic World, I think, is a very well lit film in places. It's got some very beautiful shots, ruined by some very unnecessary CGI. But with this, they did actually use some practical effects. Like, if you see like some of the set pictures, I'll probably just put them on the screen here now. If you've seen some set pictures and stuff about the Allosaurus and stuff especially, fuck me, they look awesome. And I appreciate the effort, especially for something that's not even a proper film. It's just a short. You know, something we didn't necessarily ask for, but I'm kind of glad we've had, because I was so disappointed with Fallen Kingdom. I mean, it's a story for another time, but Fallen Kingdom could have been improved so much more if they'd kept the death of that woman, that carer. You know, the woman who looks after the little girl. But because obviously now Jurassic franchise seems to be going through this phase where I think after Zara got killed in Jurassic World, people are just bitching, and they're just like, you only die in a Jurassic World or Jurassic Park film if you deserve it. No, you fucking don't. What, fucking Robert Muldoon deserved it. Fucking, you know, AJ deserved it in The Lost World. Eddie Carr. I like how I say AJ before Eddie, but you get what I'm saying. There are innocent lives dying. I mean, AJ was a bit of a hunter, so I shouldn't have even mentioned him, but, you know, he tried to warn people, and he didn't seem like a bad guy. He only went there for the adventure, if you watch the deleted scenes, so I guess, you know, AJ, you're the man. Well, at least you were, you're dead now, but, yeah, so you get the idea, like Eddie was a hero who died. He died a hero. Robert Muldoon technically did as well. He sacrificed himself so that Ellie could get away. He knew he was dead. He really knew he was going to die. He just fucking knew it. You know, these people didn't deserve to die. I'm not even talking about Jurassic Park 3. But you get the idea. So these people didn't deserve to die, and yet they did. That was the horror of it. All bets were off. It's why I hate having kids in the film. And there are kids in this, of course there are. I think for some bizarre reason this franchise loves putting families in peril. And that wouldn't bother me if every now and then the families kind of, you know, paid the price. I mean, you look at Jaws, for example. You see this kid get killed brutally. But that sets the bar so fucking high for the tension and the suspense, because this fucking shark ain't taking any prisoners. That's what makes it so fucking terrifying. And even in The Lost World Jurassic Park, also by Spielberg, it starts with a little girl getting fucking molested by a load of dinosaurs. You know what I mean? It has balls. It has fucking balls. And it ain't afraid to show them. With this, much like with Jurassic World, yeah, they're put in danger, but they're not really in danger, if you know what I mean. They're not in danger of being injured or dying. They're not even sliced. I mean, with Jurassic Park, the kids get fucking battered like shit. One of them gets fucking electrocuted, for fuck's sake. You know, again, they don't pull any punches. Steven Spielberg. In this fucking battle at Big Rock, I never once felt that any of that cast was going to get killed. And spoiler alert, they didn't. Didn't even get injured, really. Like a little cut on the face when they kind of had a Lost World reference, but I'll get to that. So, I was very disappointed with the suspense. I mean, some people are praising it, saying the suspense is pretty good. I think to some extent, it was decent. I think... Wow. This is what I mean. This is what I mean. It's just one of those things. I'm trying to I'm trying to think. But I've just watched it and already I'm forgetting it. I watched it like 3 fucking times before doing this. As far as I'm aware, they were never in any real danger, you know. Well, let's talk about it, shall we? Let's just again start from the thing. So, yeah, cheesy logo, cheesy this, cheesy that. It starts with some of the worst dialogue ever. Colin Trevorrow is back in the director's chair, but for some bizarre reason, he just can't stay away from the fucking script either. Literally, fucking get rid of him. He can't write. It's clearly him. Because, that's one of the things I hate the most about Jurassic World. The cheese in the dialogue. You know, it's bad enough when actors are delivering it, but when it's written so fucking cathedral fucking city, you ain't getting around it. You know what I mean? Rather than some really good dialogue, like Michael Crichton, so instead of Crichton's choice, we get fucking Pilgrim's choice. Pilgrim in this case being Colin Trevorrow. Gets my fucking nerves. Literally stay away from the script, please. Jurassic World 3 is gonna fucking suck if you're writing it. I think there's some good ideas, but they're ruined by bad writing. So let's get into the plot. Okay? It's fucking creepy here. Let's get into the plot. I don't know how fucking long this light's gonna last. So, here's the plot, basically. Battle of Big Rock takes place with, I think it's a family, I think they're like 33 miles away from the Lockwood Manor, I believe. I swear I read that somewhere. It takes place a year, though, after events. There's your first problem, but we'll get to that. So it takes place a year after Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom. It pretty much starts with like some news. It basically says Battle of Big Rock, whilst these news reports are basically just being spoken over. It's just a few. And it basically it's just giving us exposition, basically saying like, oh, 2 more have been spotted at blah, 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 you know, waffle. And then it starts Battle of Big Rock, and the dad's like cooking these, well, charcoaling the fuck out of these, you know, chicken legs, chicken drumsticks, and some of the worst exposition I've ever heard in a film ever is said. It's a short. We don't need to know these people that well. Just give us what we want to see. A couple of dinosaurs battling. Which brings me on quickly to the toy merchandise, right? You've got 2 fucking... Alright, I'll get to that. So, yeah, so you've got a family, basically. They're out in the woods, having a camping trip in a caravan. There's a few other caravans around. So, basically, they feel safe, I guess. But there's a few other caravans around. It's basically like a camping trip. They're all about to have dinner, and all of a sudden, this fucking dinosaur appears. What was it? It's like a fucking Triceratops, but it ain't. It's like, oh, fucking hell, what is it? Oh, fuck's sake, my fucking 8-year-old self would know. Oh, curse this shit brain that don't store enough fucking in it. Let me think, was it, it was like a Triceratops with its horns fucking, someone sat on them, I guess. It's gonna irritate me. I've got to think. Oh, fuck's sake. Come on. Shit. Oh. No. Fuck's sake. Ceratops. Protoceratops. Micro fucking ceratops. Kiss my arse tops. It's something fucking ceratops, okay? Fucking Suco-dupo fucking Mebolochosaurus. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. I don't fucking know, okay? It was like fucking... I've hurt my Torosaurus. Suto... Fucking hell, Pseudoceratops. Fuck me! Jesus H. Christ, I got there in the end.
Actually, Ash, you didn't, mate. You see, you said Pseudoceratops. And if you check your facts, I think you'll find it's actually Pseudoceratops. Which means, for the rest of this bloody video, you still continue to get its name wrong. How embarrassing. Even the freaking kid knew what it was called. All those years of knowledge, all of those dinosaur facts and names, wasted it would seem. Wasted. You call yourself a dinosaur fan? You're a fucking disgrace. But still, never mind, eh?
So a fucking Pseudoceratops
Hey!
basically a fucking triceratops with its horns fucking sat on so they're bent downwards. Jesus H. Christ. So there's one of them, right, with a baby, and there's like a nice little playful scene. It's quite nice, and they're kind of in their camper van getting, dinner and a show, just watching, the dinosaurs. They're a bit shocked, but they don't seem to be entirely too shocked. But they're just like, basically, how the hell did they get up here? So I'm just like, I was confused. I was like, what do you mean, how did they get up here? Like, I know dinosaurs exist in that world because there was literally a theme park called Jurassic World, and obviously everyone now knows the history of the ill-fated Jurassic Park that came before it. But they don't seem shocked enough. They just basically say, how did it get up here, rather than where the fuck did it come from? Not being funny, but I live in Essex. If I was to see a fucking elephant walk past, I wouldn't just go, how did that get up here? I'd be like more extreme. I'd be like, what the fuck? Fucking elephant just walked past in the middle of fucking Essex. You know what I mean? That's what I'd be like. But no, the dad's just like, oh, I wonder how that got up here kind of thing. And it's like, fucking hell. And then there's some shitty dialogue. So that's what I was talking about, right? So literally they just start exposition, right? Shit exposition. They start talking about how they're like, oh, remember what happened up north and stuff. And you're oh, remember what the ranger said. The ranger said, just ignore them and they'll go away kind of attitude. And I'm just like, what ranger? What, the ranger of the park? At the Big Rock National Park, I believe. What they said, watch out for dinosaurs, and they're shocked. I'm just like, you know about the fucking dinosaurs. Why are you fucking here? Literally. Look, let's take a step back. The fundamental issues. Oh, fuck me. Right, here's the biggest issue of the whole thing. Why are they there? Why are they fucking there? Dinosaurs have been let loose on the planet. Let's go in a camper van and go for a trip in the middle of a fucking forest. I'm literally sitting here in the middle of the fucking trees with the occasional car going by. But other than that, I'm on my fucking own. It's fucking scary. I keep hearing fucking noises. And I know there's no dinosaurs out there. Because, you know what I mean? We ain't got no fucking dinosaur parks as far as I'm aware. And they certainly ain't broken out of any, as far as I'm aware. But in this fucking film, I thought, alright, here's a better story, okay? Everything they did, well, not quite everything, like I said, the dialogue was a bit naff and some of the acting was questionable, but if they wanted to keep the story how it was, fine. But get rid of the shitty exposition that shows that these dinosaurs have already been released for over a year. Over a fucking year. Why would you go out? Why would you risk it? And here's the cheek at the beginning to say, get inside, there's bears out here. Bears? Fucking bears? You're worried about Winnie the fucking Pooh when you've got fucking baby Godzilla out there? Jesus H. Christ. That is my biggest problem with this whole thing. Why would you be out there? Risking it? If I wanted this to take place straight after Fallen Kingdom, no gap, no bridge, straight after. It's a short, it doesn't have to fucking, be a few years later. It's just a short film. It can take place at any point in the franchise. Could fucking predate Jurassic Park if they really wanted it to. Don't know how you explain the fucking dinosaurs, but you get what I'm saying. You could actually do it. I thought that this took place, and it might, but I swear I heard it takes place a year later, and from the dialogue, they fucking, the shitty exposition they spill whilst they're watching the fucking Shagmiosaurus, whatever it's fucking called, the fucking Sutosaurus.
My name's Nasutoceratops. No, we got my name wrong.
When they're watching them, they fucking start dishing out all this fucking exposition saying about how, remember what happened up north, and the little kids like, no, they were carnivores, these are herbivores. So in other words, there have been instances going around the globe, and yet they've decided to take the chance and go fucking in the middle of a fucking forest, go fucking camping. Fuck, okay? Makes no fucking sense to me. Why would you risk it? You just fucking wouldn't. It doesn't matter if you don't believe they're anywhere near you. I swear I heard that it's only like 33 miles away from the fucking mansion where the breakout happened. That would have been on the news. Because we all know at the end when Malcolm's giving his speech, everyone now knows the dinosaurs are out there, of course. Because people are getting attacked and eaten. You know, but no, let's go for a camping trip. What could possibly go wrong? Let's roast some marshmallows and get our fucking asses eaten by a dinosaur! When you can't buy into the concept of why they're there, the whole thing falls in the balance. And that's my biggest issue with it. So I'm just getting all this out now, because I have some positives, but it's mainly negatives. I think the acting was questionable, but I'm not going into that right now. Like the line delivery, but I think half of it's down to the script, let's face it. I mean, come on, we're introduced with the characters, and within 2 seconds, they're saying about how, like, the woman's like, now, I know we've only been a family for 2 years, but I'm really happy that we can be here together. It's a privilege. And then the guy's like, I know this is new. This is a new arrangement, but don't worry. We'll get used to it. We just got to stick together. We've got to look out for each other. And I'm just like, this is so fucking shit. Talk about building up expectations. Not expectations, sorry. Talk about building up bullshit. It's like asking a kid to write a character into a scene for the first time ever. It's the kind of thing they would write. That's like a fucking brand new character, for example, walking into a scene, like, to greet his brother, and rather than us eventually realising they're brothers, instead he walks in, gives him a hug and say, oh, hi Alex, my brother of God knows how many years, you know, we've been this, that and the other together, we've been friends, we've been this, we've been that, waffle, 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 waffle. You don't greet someone and say that shit. I don't go up to my mum and say, oh, hi, my mother of since birth, of whom we've shared many laughs, and waffle, waffle, waffle. You get the idea. You don't say that kind of shit. I don't go up to some of my new friends and say, well, hi there, do you want a cup of tea? You know, I know it's weird that we've been friends for 2 years, but still, 2 sugars or 1. You know, I can't even, I think my brain is struggling to sink to that level. I can't even give a good example. And the fact that I'm fucking, it's like fucking, what, 2 in the fucking morning. Fuck. And I'm in the middle of a shitting forest. And there are creepy fucking noises going on. It's pitch fucking black here. You see all this? Look, I'll shine my light, it's real. Pitch fucking black, look. Can you see any fucking thing? Because I can't. All I see is my own fucking reflection when I shine the light. Scary. Fucking scary. So, it's not like people can say I'm not even giving this thing a chance. Because I have. Like I said, I've watched it in the perfect atmosphere. I was shitting myself before it started. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's bad dialogue in my opinion. Bad exposition. Why do we need to know? Why can't they just be a family? Why can't they just be a family? Why do they have to be a new family? And that's because Colin Trevorrow wants to fucking be a director about it and make more of a character arc than what's really there. He wants to raise the stakes by them being a fresh family, so therefore when they work together to survive, in his eyes anyway, it's got more of a meaning to it, especially with the ending, which was just retarded. But we'll get to that. In my personal opinion, have the family as just a family. They're not new, they're not this, they're just a family. And for Christ's sake, please just make this straight after Fallen Kingdom. Like, the dinosaurs have just broken out. Just. But no, instead, for the sake of the baby being involved, there has to be that quick news report talking about how, which I'm sure it's talking about the same dinosaur, there has to be this quick news report that you don't see, you only hear, talking about how it's the first dinosaur to be born on American soil. So there we are, ladies and gentlemen. The first American dinosaur, it would seem, since they were extinct. And I'm just like, right, you know, fine. But why couldn't it just take place straight away? Straight after Fallen Kingdom? It would have made more sense. I could forgive them for being out in the woods. I could forgive them for that. They're out in the woods, not knowing any better, then all of a sudden dinosaurs come out of nowhere. That could have caused some real shock. A couple of campers could have got eaten. Anything. But instead, they're just like, how the hell did that get up here? But that's it. They're not really phased. Almost like they're half expecting it. And then the little girl, there's always that fucking kid who knows everything about dinosaurs. This little girl starts narrating, saying about what the dinosaur is and what they're doing and this, that and the other. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, this fucking Allosaurus comes out of nowhere, right? And what can I say? It's a huge improvement from the Fallen Kingdom Allosaurus we got. But huge is exactly the word that I would choose to describe this thing, because it is massive. Literally, it's fucking huge. It's too big, in my opinion. I'm not a fucking paleontologist. You know, I'm not a fucking expert on dinosaur sizes. But that looked a bit big to me. It looked more like a Tyrannosaurus size rather than a fucking Allosaurus size. You know, especially in some of the wider shots that you saw where you actually got a proper perspective. So, for me, the Allosaurus was a bit too big. But, again, that's up for debate. I'm not an expert on dinosaur sizes. That being said, it looked pretty fucking cool. I'm not going to lie. You know, I think it looked pretty cool. It looked fucking scary when you did see it. And I think Colin Trevorrow, he loves shooting dinosaurs at night, it would seem. That's like 2 fucking Jurassic films he's done now. And it just all happens at night. And I think it helps to hide the CGI a bit. But I still don't feel it looks as real as it could. This is, again, another video for another day, but I have basically bullet-pointed reasons to why old CGI from, like, Jurassic Park and, like, The Lost World, for the most part, look better than the new stuff. Because less is more, I'm going to say. Less is more, okay? But we'll leave it like that because it's a separate video I'm going to be doing. But with the sense of this, yeah, you know, hiding the dinosaur in the black helps it look a bit more real. But you want to see it. You just want to fucking see it. But there was some good shots. Like I said, it was beautifully shot. Like I said, the cinematography is great. I can't, you know, fault that. It looks beautiful. There's this shot that I literally was like, okay, that's pretty fucking cool. And that was the shot right at the end where the Allosaurus is confronting the parents and it roars. And it's just silhouetted by the blaze of the fire. I thought that was a beautiful shot. And, you know, I'd really like to think that the head in that shot is real. Because obviously they made the animatronic head. And because it's obviously all in shadow, it could easily be that head because it would merge perfectly with the CGI body. So it wouldn't be an issue. It could hide all the crane, you know, holding it up and stuff. But it was probably all CGI. But again, because it's basically just a silhouette, you get away with it. But I thought that was a beautiful shot. You could kind of see like the glow through like the whatever they're called, the little bit of flesh that separate, you know, that holds together the jaws. You kind of see like it light up with a bit of reddish pink. And it looks awesome. It literally adds a whole kind of more realistic look to it. And I just thought it was a beautiful shot. But again, you see the size perspective of this animal, and it is huge. But that's another thing, animal. It's nice to actually have a real dinosaur for once. I mean, I know none of them are real, this, that, and the other, and I've got a complaint about that too, coming up in another video. Mentioning our frilly friend. And unlike most people, I'm not complaining about the inaccuracies. I'm complaining about the direction they're now taking it. Like the bullshit excuses they're making for it, rather than just letting it be what it was. But that's a video for another time. So yeah, I've got a lot on the way. Like I said, they would have been released by now, but I've been fucking moving house, moving everything, moving job, moving everything. You know, literally, it's been manic. You know, and I don't really have a place to film right now because where I'm living isn't ideal to film. Like, everyone can hear you, it echoes, people keep coming in and out. It's a nightmare. So that's why I'm in the middle of a fucking forest recording this. So yeah. Anyway, back to what I was saying. So yeah, long story shortened, exposition was disappointing. I think it was very cheesy in some places, very cheesy. Like, even down to the fact that the guy says, like they mention a crossbow, and as soon as they mention the fucking little girl's been using this, then, like, their caravan neighbour's crossbow, as soon as that's mentioned, I knew how it was going to end. And it did. I might as well just talk about it now. So, the Allosaurus has, like, the world's briefest battle with the fucking Ceratops. I'm not even going to attempt the name again. It has like the world's briefest battle, and for the start it looked promising. It like fucking went over to the baby, bit its fucking head and started to lift it up. I thought, fucking hell, it's like proper going for it. Obviously it didn't kill the baby, but you know, the kids in the caravan are going, oh no, don't, you know what I mean? I like how they went from, this is Pseudoceratops, a herbivore, it's this, that and the other, and then all of a sudden it's like, no, don't kill it, no, you know, it's like. And I thought, yeah, fucking kill it, go on, we need something. You know, we need something to up the stakes here, for Christ's sake. But, oh no, big ass fucking alpha daddy comes to the rescue. So now it's 3 against, well, technically 2 big ones against 1 Allosaurus. So it's just like, no. Even when the Allosaurus actually, come to think of it, even when the Allosaurus first shows up, no one really responds. It's just like her. She's like, that's an Allosaurus. Definitely a meat eater. Ah! You know, it's like, that's literally what it's like. It's like she forgot she had to be scared of it. So she was like, I'll say the name first so I don't get it wrong. And then I'll change my my character. But, you know, I change my emotion. So it's like, that's an Allosaurus. And it's scary. You know, it's, again, 5 days, kids are young, whatever. I've seen better acting from even younger kids, so that's why I guess I have higher standards, but I ain't going to complain too much. Again, this isn't Jurassic World 3, it's just a taster. Or as I would call it, an audition, but I'll get to that. So, obviously, I don't want to waffle on too much. I've already spoken for like fucking half an hour about something that's fucking like 1/3 of the length of this video already. So, yeah, so basically the Allosaurus shows up, has the world's briefest battle. You know, for something called Battle of Big Rock, there ain't much of a battle, and that's a big disappointment. I mean, you could say when the Allosaurus attacks the people, it's sort of a battle of their life. So, you know, I guess you could, if you're getting into all that, you could technically say, well, technically, but, you know, the fact that all the toys, and that's what I was going to say, there was a bit of a giveaway of this. They released a brand new Allosaurus toy and a brand new Pseudoceratops toy to obviously go along with this this short, and it came out months ago, months before we even knew what this was. It was just said, as it said in the corner, as seen in as seen in Battle of Big Rock. So everyone was like, what the hell is Battle of Big Rock? You know, what is this? And speculation started. People started rumours that, you know, the production of Jurassic World 3 had already started and was being filmed, and that's what these shots were, especially when there were leaked like pictures and, you know, rumours talking about animatronics in the woods. And obviously these rumours were true, but it was for this short. Sort of like a Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom, you know, 2.0 kind of thing. It's kind of like, you know, it's like a in-between gap. So it's more of a, you know, fucking 2.5 really, if anything, you know. So it's kind of like bridging the gap between this and 3. And I think there's a few reasons. I just might as well get into this now. There's a few reasons why I believe they've done this. One, to keep it relevant, because it's been a while, and obviously attention spans get worse all the time, and also because, let's face it, much like The Last Jedi, I'm not getting into it, but much like The Last Jedi, with Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, the fan base were very, very divided. I mean, I wasn't happy. Like, as you know, if you've seen my last video, I wasn't happy. I think there was so much potential wasted. And in a way, I think it's the same with this. I think it's so convoluted in places. It's like, why does it have to be a year after? Why does everyone have to know about the dinosaurs? This whole short would have been so much more gripping and so much more entertaining if these people were like, what the fuck? That way it would have been truer, because they wouldn't have been expecting a dinosaur to just pop out the trees and say, hi. But then there would have been real fear. But instead, I'm not even joking, the Allosaurus starts fucking like attacking the baby Ceratops, and the kids are getting upset, and the dad's like, sorry kid, you know, it's just nature, you know, I guess this is just nature sometimes, don't worry about it. And then later on, when they're getting attacked, I couldn't help but think the same for them. It's like these kids are like gonna get eaten, and it's like, sorry mate, you know, happens in nature sometimes, you know, a bit of your own medicine kind of attitude, you know. That's what I really want. I just wanted the fucking Pseudoceratops to come back and say, sorry, mate, but, you know, happens in nature sometimes, you know. Or it cuts to, like, the kid saying the same to the mum. You know, if that was like the Land Before Time kind of thing where they spoke, that's what I'd do. So it's kind of like, you know, a mirror image of each other. I think that'd be quite funny. But obviously, in reality, what happens is there's a little battle. Like I said, the big alpha shows up and they fuck off, and the Allosaurus is just standing there. And the shot composure is so obvious. So, I mean, for something shot so well, there are some really stinkers. Like, in terms of obvious what's going to happen. And you could see, like, the leg of the Allosaurus and its, like, body stretching away, you know, and we're just kind of looking at it. And there's plenty of room for its head to turn round. Like, you can tell that's how it's been framed. It's been framed so the Allosaurus can just turn round and go, oi, you know, to the audience, like, oi, I'm going to come and kill you. So, the dinosaurs get away, and the Allosaurus is just standing there. And they're just like, oh, it's okay, we're safe in here kind of thing. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, another kid's introduced. This isn't even fucking funny. Alright. This is getting fucking creepy now. I'm going to have to wrap this up. So, yeah. Out of nowhere, this another fucking kid's introduced. And I must admit, this was probably the best part of the whole film, just because, from my experience, this is probably realistic. Not that I've had much experience, getting attacked by dinosaurs. Oh, well, technically. But no, anyway. Basically, so the Allosaurus is just minding its own business, and all of a sudden this kid, out of nowhere, for no reason, starts crying. You didn't know this kid existed until now. Just comes out of nowhere. And it's introduced like this. Wah! Wah! And it's like the Allosaurus is like, huh? It just turns around and like, oh shit, now the Allosaurus is after us. And then it starts attacking the trailer. There's a Lost World reference where they get flipped. Even the camera angle, for the most part, is identical to that of the Lost World Jurassic Park when the trailers are being flipped over by the Rexes. And this kid's like screaming the whole time, and they're just like, shh, shh, be quiet kind of thing. And it's going, wah, wah, wah. And, I thought that was fucking hilarious, because that is like my biggest fear. I've babysitted my brothers when they were younger, and it's been fucking hell, literally. Like, kids do not shut the fuck up when you want them to. Literally, never. As soon as you're in a public place, they start. As soon as you're trying to keep them quiet for whatever reason, even if it's safety, they fucking start and do not stop. And, I used to say to them sometimes, if there was a fucking monster coming in here and I told you to be quiet for our safety, you'd kill us all. And that's literally what happened here. They're like, please shush, this dinosaur's going to fucking kill us. The babies just go, wah, wah. And it's like a toddler. It's like, the baby's old enough to know to shut the fuck up. But I thought that was hilarious, because that is literally my worst fear. I've always said something like that's going to happen, where like the kid just won't shut the fuck up. And the more you shout at them, tell them to be quiet, the more they fucking don't shut the fuck up. And it was so fucking frustratingly funny. So I kind of liked that. And then, like, the kid wouldn't give it a rest. Like, the trailer they're in, I guess it's a trailer, they got flipped, like the caravan. Fucking Allosaurus quotes the first fucking film by breaking its head through the glass, just sideways this time to make it different. And the baby's still at it. Wah, wah, wah. I'm just like, kid, give it a fucking rest. I was just sitting there going, eat the kid. Eat the fucking kid. Just do it. Fucking Jaws did it. Why not this? Eat the kid. Raise the stakes. But, of course, they didn't. Like I said, kids get away. Another fucking Colin Trevorrow Ex Machina moment, because he loves those. So, again, it's just yawn, Bits like that just ruined the whole thing. It didn't raise the stakes. I'd rather it... I tell you what, I wouldn't want it to be like a stereotypical slasher horror, but I would have rather it had been not necessarily a family, but maybe like a group of teenagers, because that way, maybe they wouldn't have been scared to, kill off a couple. I'm not saying there always has to be deaths, but at least raise the stakes. And in my personal opinion, the stakes were never even cooking. They were never even there. He may have had a barbecue, but nothing was fucking cooking other than the obvious. So just to wrap up, the exposition weren't great. Like I said, the exposition was horrendous. Again, convoluted plot. Just make it based at the same time as Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, and it suddenly makes sense. It all makes sense. If it is, I hold my hands up and say fine. But from what they said in the dialogue, and from what I've heard, it takes place a fucking year after the events of Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. So, why would you fucking be there? They deserve to die. Fucking eat them. You know what I mean? They deserve to die if they're going to be out there. Who would be out there in the middle of fucking nowhere whilst dinosaurs are on the fucking... Whilst dinosaurs are on the fucking loose. So, yeah, the composure of shots was quite well done. I think the overall directing was okay. I just weren't happy with the script, and the ending is pants. So, basically, it ends with they narrowly escape the Allosaurus. It's just about to eat them. You get that beautiful wide shot as the father and the mother's kind of facing off against the Allosaurus with a fucking fire hydrant, or fire hydrant, what am I? A fucking fire extinguisher, and like I think it was a stick or something, or a baseball bat or something like that. And it was just, I thought it was quite humorous. And it's just about to eat him, and then all of a sudden gets a couple of arrows to the knee, gets a couple of arrows like near its eye, and then it fucks off. Now I like the fact that it went, because it's an animal at the end of the day. Ain't the fucking Spinosaurus, I'll take anything you throw at me, or the fucking Indominus, fucking, I cannot be killed, I cannot be harmed by anything. Literally, it's like it didn't give a shit. Had part of a fucking building stick out of its back, and it still was like, I will still kill you. You know, it's pathetic. And then the Mosasaur finally put it out its shitting misery. But even then, fucking shat it out in perfect condition for the skeleton to be at the bottom of the water. But anyway, that's again another story. But yeah, it got hit a few times, so it walked away. It was like, fuck, I've been hit, and walked away. Good. That's what it should have done. It's an animal at the end of the day. An animal. So at least it acted like one to some extent. You know, and then we get possibly the worst shot in the entire franchise. Well, you know, after this one.
Alan.
So after that, we get this shot here. And the reason it's the worst is because it's so fucking cringe. Literally, so fucking cringe. Oh yeah, I think I'm cool. You know, it's like, she's literally like, I'm in fucking business, motherfucker. You know, it's like, you know, it's embarrassing. It just is embarrassing, you know. It's fucking embarrassing. It's just a fucking poser shot that you wouldn't really do in real life. And when you time how long it takes for them to cut back to her, and then she's doing the shot, the Allosaurus has been hit and has fucked off long before we cut back to her. So why is she still standing there for the pose? At the very least, it's bad editing. But at the very most, it's just fucking horrendous framing. It's awful. It's embarrassing. I haven't seen an embarrassing shot like that since the fucking first Avengers film. You know, Avengers Assemble, as it's known over here. You know, where Loki's like, I think I have that drink now. And then it cuts back to them all just standing there for the hero pose. And it's the shittest shot I've ever seen. It's so cringe. Cringe! Cheese everywhere! Cheese! Overall then, I thought it was alright. You know, it was trying, I think, too hard in places where it didn't need to. A simpler story would have sufficed, like I said. Just base it at the same time as Fallen Kingdom, but there we are. I think the highlight really for me was the end credits. Because not only do you have the Lost World Jurassic Park theme going on, or at least a variant of it, but you also have pretty much like viral videos that have been edited to be with dinosaurs. And I know for a fact at least 2 of them have definitely literally just added in the dinosaur. So I'm a bit disappointed they haven't filmed some new ones, but I still think it's pretty cool. And I know it's a bit, you know, whatever, but I couldn't stop laughing. Like, as soon as you got that little girl running away from the constant Naphyses, I just thought that was fucking hilarious, literally. Those fucking compies chasing her. I'm sorry, I know it's bad, because, you know, they're probably going to, you know, kill her. But I just love the fact that the mum or the dad is just happy to just film them chasing her, and she's crying her eyes out. Obviously, it's from the chicken thing, I think, where she's being chased by a load of chickens. Might even be from that exact footage. I know for a fact this shot of the shark eating the seal is definitely from archives somewhere. They've just added the mosasaur in, and you can kind of see on this one. So it's not a great shot, because look at the massive splash the great white shark makes when it projectiles itself out of the water to eat the seal. And then the mosasaur's done the same thing to the shark, and there's like hardly any splash. And you can say, well, it's cut away, hasn't it? But look at the amount of splash the shark created instantly. The mosasaur ain't done nothing. Are you fucking kidding me? And then, of course, you've got the shot of the guy being a prat and driving his car well too fast on a very, very dangerous road, and he almost pays the ultimate price for it. And they've just kind of, I like how they've just taken a proper incident that was quite dangerous and just added a Stegosaurus on there to blame the Stegosaurus, as if it was the Stegosaurus's fault. Don't justify. Is that what the guy did with his insurance company? He just showed up with that footage. I swear down, it was a fucking dinosaur, made me crash, almost died, it was a dinosaur, swerved out the way to avoid this fucking Stegosaurus, you know. It's pathetic. So I'm a bit disappointed I didn't film some new stuff. And they might have. I haven't seen the footage with the wedding. I don't know if they throw it up and a bird eats it, but you know, like an eagle or something. But I know they let the doves go at this wedding, and pterosaur comes and swoops by and eats the dove. So that might be a viral video, but I'm not sure. But seeing as like the others were, or at least a couple of them were, I think it's safe to say probably all of them were, you know, edited. I think the coolest shot, actually, which I hope isn't just a viral video being edited, I hope it's an original shot. I think one of the coolest shots, especially in the end credits, is the shot of all those fishermen. I believe they're fishermen. And you've got like the Parasaurolophus drinking from the water. It was just like an awesome shot. I just really liked that. Almost like very reminiscent of like the old King Kong films and stuff, like where they're on the water and there's like a dinosaur there, you know. Well, King Kong era, I'm thinking more the Land That Time Forgotten, films like that, you know, that very much those kind of shots. So I like that. So yeah, I think overall it was entertaining. You know, I was still able to watch it 3 times in a row, you know, and I've managed to talk about it for almost a fucking hour. So yeah, it definitely wasn't that bad. I know most of what I've been saying is negative, but no, I thought it was, like I said, there's a lot of positives to take from it. It shows that they're definitely going with this whole Jurassic World theme, quite literally like Jurassic World, Dinosaurs in the Wild theme for, you know, Jurassic World 3, which I know we knew anyway, but it kind of just fully confirms that, you know, shows that they're fully committed to that idea, that they're not just going to cop out and say, oh, the dinosaurs were all killed and now we've got to try and think of a different plot. You know, it's obvious they're not going to go down a different route now anyway, but you get the idea. It's kind of like, it's nice. It's almost like seeing the first incarnation of those, I think it's IMD. Is it IMD? That comic series of the Jurassic Park ones they did, where it's basically us living with dinosaurs, you know, well, yeah, it's pretty much just us living, you know, in a world full of dinosaurs kind of thing and having to coexist. And in a way, that's what the franchise has now become, which is interesting. It's a mixed bag, really, of emotions, because, you know, the first film's, you know, being such a, you know, grounded in such reality of the time, whereas now even the concept of just wild dinosaurs having their way with the planet, we've got so many weapons on this planet. I don't think dinosaurs would ever take over if they were to be brought back. I think they'd just be killed. You think most of the animal populations die out every day unless we protect them. These dinosaurs, they already had a vote of pretty much no confidence kind of thing. They pretty much just had a vote to say, don't save the dinosaurs, you know, because they're just genetic dinosaurs. And they voted not to save them. They've been illegally saved, illegally brought into the country, and now we're just going to accept that they're just here to stay and going to eat people. I know it will touch upon that, no doubt, in the next film, but you get the idea. But yeah, so just to finalise, I think it was decent. Nothing too special. I think, like I said, a bit over-convoluted in places and far too much cheese. Far too much cheese for my taste buds. But overall, it weren't a bad watch, and for a short, it was pretty good. So I'd give it a solid 3 out of 5. I don't think it was great, but I think it was pretty good. And like I said, I may have had a lot of criticisms, but deep down, I quite enjoyed it. So yeah, 3 out of 5. It's got problems, but fuck it. It was enjoyable. And like I said, there was a couple of redeeming factors, like the shots. Like I said, the shot composure and that shot with the Allosaurus, just amazing. It actually reminded me of when I saw the Walking with Dinosaurs, the Arena Spectacular, where, spoiler alert, the T-Rex roars at the end as the meteor hits, and you basically just see like the big red light flash on the screen where the meteors hit, and all I could ever see, I literally was like dead center, and all I saw was the T-Rex like look up and roar, and you just saw its silhouette as it roared, and it was beautiful. It was sad, but it was beautiful, and it reminded me of that, so I quite liked it. So yeah, nothing else to say. I know, crazy, right? I've definitely waffled on way too much. But yeah, so overall, not bad. If you're a Jurassic fan, definitely go watch it. If you're not too fussed, you ain't really missing much. You know, for me personally, this was more of a it wasn't just keeping the franchise alive, because let's face it, the toy line is great right now. That's keeping the franchise alive. But that's, again, a story for another day. But I actually think this was, for me personally, I feel this was an audition for Colin Trevorrow. Let's face it, you know, some of his previous gigs have been cancelled. He was supposed to do one of the Star Wars films. That never happened. His last film that he did, from what I've heard, didn't do too well. Was a bit weird. So, personally, I feel like this is kind of like trying to regain faith in Universal. Like, Universal, you know, he's trying to gain Universal's faith, saying, trust me, I can still do it. Jurassic World was a great success. I've got problems, but it was a success. Fallen Kingdom was very divided, so although it was a success, it was very, very divided by the fan base. A lot more of the fan base were forgiving of Jurassic World's flaws rather than Fallen Kingdom's. That includes myself. So, getting Colin Trevorrow back to helm the third instalment makes sense from a safety perspective, but also doesn't make sense when you think that his most recent stuff haven't been that great, and even Jurassic World had flaws. So that's why personally I feel like this was more of an audition. He was kind of given a lower budget audition to make sure that he's still got it. I mean, personally, I don't think he ever truly had it. I would take Spielberg any day over any other director, especially for this franchise. But with the absence of Spielberg, because he's never coming back to the franchise for obvious reasons, I think, yeah, I'd rather go with Trevorrow than any of the other contenders we've had. You know, especially Joe Johnson. Fuck him. So, yeah, that's it, really. So, like I said, if you're a fan, watch it. You'll enjoy it. I'm sure you will. It's definitely interesting. And, yeah, it's a bit of fun. So, go watch it. Well, that just about does it for everything I wanted to say. And just a dash extra. So, yeah, that's it, really. So, until next time, I hope you've enjoyed this video as much as I have. Take care, hoppers. And I'll see you next time. What was that? Oh, fuck's sake. See what I mean? I keep hearing stupid fucking noises this whole fucking time. I've been here too fucking long, that's the problem. I've been here for like over a fucking hour. This was a mistake. I need to get out. I need to get out of here. Where's my fucking keys? Oh, fucking hell. Oh, fuck me. Seriously, what the fuck is that? That's not even funny. I'm not even fucking joking. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? Oh my fucking god. Oh my god, where's my fucking keys? Oh no, don't. Oh, I don't believe this. I don't fucking believe this. There is something outside. There is fucking something outside. And I think I've left my keys outside as well. People, if you're fucking still watching this footage, I'm about to fucking die. There is something outside the fucking car. I am not joking. And unfortunately, I've been here so fucking long that before recording this, I took a piss outside and I think I left my keys on the floor. I don't even have my fucking wallet in my pocket. Are you fucking kidding me? And I'm in the middle of nowhere. But who the fuck leaves their wallet and their fucking keys in the middle of the... Oh, you... Alright, well, car's just gone by and I haven't seen... I'm gonna have to go out there. Oh, are you fucking kidding me? This is like every fucking horror cliche ever. I can't start the car. No, I haven't even got the fucking keys. They're outside because I'm a prat. Hearing strange noises outside the door for over an hour. And guess what? Now I've got to fucking go out there. Oh, I actually don't believe this. I've got no fucking choice. It's like fucking 3 in the morning. Oh, fuck this. Shit. Oh, just do it quick. Fucking do it quick. Come on, you son of a bitch. Come on. No. Come on. Fuck! Come on, you son of a bitch!